Hey guys, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel. Today I decided I wanted to cover warm, spicy perfumes. And when compiling this list, I severely underestimated the amount of fragrances that I have in that category. We would be here a painfully long period of time if I featured every single one. So luckily I have already filmed a video highlighting saffron prominent fragrances, so I won't be mentioning any that I talked about in that video. Instead, I will go ahead and link that video right in the description box for your convenience. Outside of that list and what I have in front of me, I still had more, but I'm like, we need to cut it down. First up on the list is my beloved Parfum de Marly Herrera. This is one of my most favorite smells in the world. I absolutely adore this, and it is something I strongly identify with. Like, this is my taste right here. This is marketed towards men, but I think this is perfectly unisex. This smells like a sexy cinnamon apple cider with a sweetened tobacco and like the most addicting vanilla. It is one of my absolute favorite tobacco fragrances. It's not a smoky tobacco, it's like sweet vanilla tobacco leaves. There's also incense. Again, it's like a soft sweetened incense. And then there's some really lovely smooth woods in the base. My only issue with this fragrance, and I never thought I would be saying anything like that about Herrera, is that they dramatically decreased the performance on these newer batches. I don't know exactly when they started doing that, but my previous bottle had beautiful, beautiful performance, lasted all day, had a stunning projection, wasn't something that I had to top up on. Ran out of my bottle, got a new one, and I'm like, sit down. What did you do? Parfum de Marly. In terms of the scent, it smells exactly the same, but just watered down. Like the previous version had this beautiful, robust potency. Will that stop me from purchasing more bottles? Absolutely not. Because like I said, it's one of my favorite scents in the world. But is it a frustration? Yeah. Anyway, I just had to mention it because if you go back, of course, to my older videos talking about the performance, it's going to be a lot better than me telling you this has a soft, close to the skin projection, and I get about 4 hours. Next up, we have Mind Games Double Attack. This perfume smells like you attend a fancy private university and you walk into the dining hall around the holidays and it's dimly lit. It's like a long, long dining hall that stretches out. Long wooden tables, moody lighting, we have candlesticks. The fireplace is on, a fire is burning, so there's a little bit of a smokiness in there, and there's a holiday feast going on, like just tons of warm, yummy, spicy, vanilla pastries with chocolate, and someone's fragranced the room a little bit with some sort of orange spiced scent. That's Double Attack. So we've got a mix of pimento, pink pepper, and cinnamon for the blend of spices. And it's got this toasted gourmand feel from the chocolate and vanilla, but it's grounded nicely with this woodiness. And I get about 8 hours moderate projection. Then we have Minuit Demi from Fragrance du Bois. Honestly, I think Demi killed it with this release. Everything smells perfectly balanced. Like you're getting the gourmand facets, caramel, vanilla. It's sweet, it's yummy, but it's not too sweet because of the coffee bringing in an earthiness, but it's also not straight up smelling like coffee beans, espresso, but gives you that warm, cozy feeling. It smells like fall with the spiciness of cardamom, pimento. It's grounded with wood, cashmere. I feel like this embodies those pictures on Pinterest with girls wearing knee-high boots, big scarves, cute chunky sweaters. They're posing with a coffee cup in hand. So good, so cozy. It's sweet spice and everything nice. And I get about 6 hours moderate projection. Next up, Zara Ebony Wood. It's been a minute since I've featured this one. This is like an OG of mine. This is a very deep, dark scent. So this is definitely for those of you who like that kind of profile. I think it smells great on both men and women, but I think most women might find it more masculine leaning. So if you want to reel it more into the feminine direction, layer it with a cherry. This is ebony wood, naturally, cloves, and pink pepper. It's like dark, damp, enchanted forest. Very mysterious, very bold, and very spicy. And it smells like there's the tiniest hint of a cherry undertone in there, so that's why easy combo. And it's actually quite a compliment getting combo. I also sometimes like to throw a vanilla in there, like a rich, deep, like a bourbon vanilla, something like that. I'm quoted of describing this as smelling like a vampire in a deep, dark, enchanted forest. And it's very strong, like great affordable fragrance, and smells very niche as well, like so unique. Yeah, I get all day wear with strong projection. Next up we have Rirana Tonka Nutmeg. This is an incredibly addictive perfume to me. It's warm, cozy, comforting. That tonka bean is delicious. And then it also has a kulfi kind of vibe in the mix. And I love nutmeg as a spice because it's not like a pow, like in your face, aggressive spice. Like sometimes cinnamon is like, calm down. I just feel like nutmeg is like, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, it's got a delightful powderiness from the orris root. And I like the earthiness that this scent has as well. Like in the opening, you get this like fresh green vibe, a bit of that, nice and woodsy. And then as this dries down, it warms up, it becomes creamier and goes more into the warm, spicy direction where the start feels more fresh spicy in comparison. It's comforting and also very sexy. This is a great performer. I get about all day wear with a strong projection. Teisenddu from Frassai smells like you are staying with your rich aunt up in the mountains, in the juniper-filled mountains. She's got a wood cabin up there, and she's got like really gorgeous furniture, like leather chairs, couches she's had for years, and she keeps them in like fabulous condition. Yeah, you're staying over there for the holidays, and she's baking some nutmeg brown sugar pastries, cookies, bread, an assortment, let's say. And that smell is wafting into the living room. You see your dad sitting in front of the grand fireplace, drinking a bit of rum from one of your aunt's fancy glasses, and you're like, don't discriminate, give me some of that. And your aunt's like, honey, I got some for you right here. Have a glass, and here's your treat. Go for seconds if you need more. It screams Thanksgiving Christmas to me, and I get about 8 hours with moderate projection. Then we have Emir Cherry Cola. It is exactly what the name says, but it's a spiced cherry cola. We have nutmeg and cinnamon, good dose of cinnamon in there. There's a dash of a fresh lemon just at the start, as if you squeezed a little bit of, lemon in your Coke. And I feel like the spices in here create a bit of a fizzy quality, if you will. Because obviously we're not gonna have bubbles flying up our nose as we smell this. But I think to try to emulate that experience, like the spices in there to kind of give it that kick. The spices are most prominent in the opening. As this dries down, it becomes warmer, sweeter, spices quiet down, and then it's more focused on vanilla tonka bean, and you get this nice, cozy, ambery feel from the benzoin. And I get about 7 hours with moderate projection. In the same family, but not the same, Vanille Diabolique from Renoir Parfums. Comparing the two, because I think that's helpful, this does not have cherry. Cherry cola is also much spicier. This has pink pepper, cardamom, and cinnamon, but the spices feel softer. Also, while this has vanilla, this is a vanilla bomb. It's the star of the show. It has rum, and if cherry cola is a can of Coke, Vanille Diabolique is the glass bottle real sugar Mexican Coke. And there's a little bit of a fresh orange in the opening with this one. There is a chocolate note listed in the heart. I want to mention it because I know people smell it. I personally don't. To me, this is all about vanilla, boozy, warm, spicy Coca-Cola. And I get about 8 hours with moderate projection. Amethyst Haze from Carolina Herrera is my favorite lavender forward fragrance. And while I enjoy a supporting lavender, I don't always love a more prominent lavender, but this is lovely because the notes that it's paired with, this makes me think of those really trendy, hip coffee shops that serve lavender vanilla lattes. I imagine some shop in Seattle. It's a rainy day. Maybe you're reading a book, maybe you're studying, but you're drinking your lavender vanilla latte. But it doesn't have a lactonic character, so I just want to clarify. And the coffee, it's not smelling like straight up like a espresso. It's a soft, cozy coffee. It starts out quite aromatic from, of course, the lavender, and then we have the nice dose of cardamom, a little bit of pink pepper, and as it dries down, the light sweetness from the vanilla comes up and the smooth cashmere-like quality from that woody note. This has a soft vanilla, so it's not like a sweet perfume. Layering it with a powdery sweet vanilla is beautiful. Specifically, Eau de Italy Morn to Dusk is one I like to reach for with this one. And I get about 7 hours with moderate projection. Maisa Tobacco Elixir smells like a sweet, spiced tobacco. It makes me think of walking down a busy outdoor shopping center, like all the luxury stores you're passing by. It smells like chai, cookies, people are singing carols, you're wearing a big scarf, a nice coat, the holiday spices of ginger, clove, cinnamon mixed together in the air. It's vanilla, amberwood, and it's super busy, but everyone's just excited. You can feel it in the air, like it's the holidays. And I get all day wear with a strong projection. Eric has gone to bed and the AC has gone up, so slight wardrobe change. Babycat from YSL makes me think of an absolutely fabulous woman or man, perfectly unisex. She's fabulously wealthy, like to the point where nobody really knows what she does. Like, where did all this money come from? It's lore at this point. She's got an unforgettable strut. She loves long fur coats and she smokes cigarettes out of those long cigarette holders. She's quite the character. This is a very bold incense vanilla with suede and a lot of spice. There's saffron, black pepper, and pink pepper. So you gotta love your spices and your incense. But it's just such a cool, powerful, edgy, like unapologetic scent. And I don't have to use a lot of it for it to perform. I get all day wear, strong projection. Lattafa Al Awsaaf smells like the best parts of Tom Ford Noir Extreme, Spice Bomb Extreme from Viktor and Rolf, and a bit of a cola feel in the mix. This is a very prominent tonka bean fragrance with a load of warm spices. It's woody, it's got patchouli in the base, resins, so sexy. I feel like this is a staple profile for the cooler months, and I get all day wear with a strong projection. If you love ginger, cardamom, and ambery vanillas, Ani by Nishane Ani is your girl. This is so good and a really powerful scent. I smell this and it just smells like a rich man or woman. Warm ambery vanilla, smooth wood. The opening will give you a bit of a green pop along with the ginger. There's pink pepper, bergamot, but that ginger and cardamom will last throughout the whole wear, and I get all day wear, strong projection. This went absolutely viral. I think it was last year. Lattafa Khamrah Qahwa, and I can totally see why, because it's a fantastic fragrance with a fantastic price. This is for people who love a vanilla, warm, spicy coffee gourmand. This has a load of gourmand qualities to it. Vanilla, tonka bean, praline, candied fruits. It smells like a spiced, gooey dessert of sorts, but I really appreciate that the coffee cuts through these gourmand notes and doesn't make it overbearingly sweet. Like, yes, it's sweet, but the coffee introduces a nice earthiness and balance to the scent. And at the same time, I like that the coffee is not so loud. It's a very warm scent. And although coffee is listed in the base, for me, I smell the coffee the most in the opening and mid, and as it dries down, the tonka bean and vanilla become more prominent to me. Really cozy and yummy, and I get about 8 hours with strong projection. Last but not least, certainly not least, as it's one of my all-time favorite fragrances, Santal Vanille from the Seven Virtues. This smell feels like my personality somehow. Like, you have your collection of fragrances that you love, but then there are specific scents that you own that just feel like an extension of yourself, like you feel like it's me in a bottle. Santal Vanille is definitely one of those for me, and it's been a scent that I've had in my collection for a long time, so it has a lot of scent memories associated with it. Santal Vanille is like a signature scent for me, but it's also a scent that I like to wear when I want to feel powerful or a boost of confidence in some moments. It just immediately gives me that. This is a sandalwood bomb, and sandalwood is one of my favorite notes. It's a beautiful, fresh, incredibly natural smelling, drier sandalwood. But then other notes introduce a creamy factor. So there's coconut milk, vanilla, a light powderiness from violet. There are resins in the mix, and then a good dose of cardamom. It's a fragrance I will always have around, and it has amazing performance. Like, people smell me as soon as I step into the building. So it has a strong projection, and I get all day wear out of it. So I hope you had your fill of spicy fragrances. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!